No, ma'am, I'm well. Actually, yesterday Dr. Ritu was having problem.
Okay,
So
okay,
I was taking session in her response.
okay,
Yes, sir.
fine.
Dr. Datta, will you introduce her?
Neha is a faculty in our center. She works on time series.
At least the speaker will feel a little bit elevated.
Yes,
She's
sir.
a faculty in our center and she works in time series data and she is now trained to teach level 4 courses like multimedia, multimodal AI and LLM.
My screen is visible to all.
Yes.
Should I start? Okay. Good morning to all. Myself, Dr. Sneha Sharma. So I'll be taking the session on this topic of enhancing teaching method using AI. So before starting, we'll just understand some terminologies related to this AI so that we are aware that under this application, what technologies we could use, which are the part of AI. So I'll start with the AI. So if I talk about the AI, that is artificial intelligence, it is a main discipline. So you can think of it as a big umbrella, and under this multiple subdomain comes. So as we think that science is a big domain and physics, chemistry, maths is the subdomain. So similarly in AI also we have subdomains like machine learning and deep learning. So now we try to understand what is machine learning. So machine learning is something, let's suppose I have to provide the information to my model, that is machine learning model. So we have to provide the features. So for example, if I try to make you understand this thing, that if I give that you have to recognize this person. So to recognize this person, what I provide you the information that this person has this much 6 feet of height, or this person has curly hairs, this person has blue eyes. So these are the characteristic or features I'm talking about the person. And when you have the information of these features about the person, you can locate the person, or you could recognize now this person is John or this person is Jake. Okay. So in this way, machine learning also provides the features to your model, and based on those features, those statistical parameters to your model, and based on those features, your model will understand that you have to classify this category. Now comes the deep learning. So deep learning is something which is the advanced version of machine learning, in which you don't have to provide the statistical features manually. Earlier it was manually done. Now deep learning, you just have to throw the data to your model, and your model will automatically extract the useful features out of it, out of your data. Now machine learning also has some so like you can say some categories. In your machine learning, you have first thing, that is the supervised learning. So supervised learning, you could understand in this. If I show you an apple, let's suppose I've shown you an apple, and this apple is of red color and the other apple is of green color. So if I show the apple image of red color, then along with this red apple, I have to also tell you, I have to tell my model that this red color apple, this is a
Dr.
red
Anand
color
Tiwari,
apple.
there
What
is
you are
some
saying?
noise
Everybody,
coming.
please, can you please switch off your
Dr. Tiwari,
microphone?
please, Dr. Tiwari, please mute yourself.
Everyone kindly please check.
Maksud sir, please mute everybody.
डॉक्टर साहब आ गए क्या? हाँ तो कागज बनाने गए हैं, ये राहुल और वो कागज बनी गए, मेरे पास आ रहे हैं। अच्छा, क्योंकि हम जब पहुंचे तो वो 60 था, 72 चल रहा था। क्या सर?
Sir, please unmute the person. Maksud sir, you are requested to mute everybody. Yes, Dr. Sneha, carry.
Neha, you can continue, please.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
You have directed Maksud to mute everyone, so speaker should not be muted, right?
Maksud, Dr. Sneha should not be
The
muted.
speaker should not be muted. Masood.
Yeah, what happens?
Neha, you are muted. Can you unmute?
Mr. Maksud, please unmute Dr. Sneha. Yes.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
Dr.
Yes,
Sneha,
you are.
audible.
Yes,
Okay.
you are audible.
Okay, ma'am. So machine learning also has these category. One is
Yeah.
supervised.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
we have lost some time. Actually, try to make it fast because we already have lost some 10-15 minutes. So try to push it faster.
Okay, sir. So the next subdomain was deep learning. So deep learning has these like these you called as like it only works like how your human brain will work. So in your brain also we have multiple neurons. Okay, so in this way the deep learning architecture also has multiple neurons, and all these neurons are interconnected. So when I see a wall, I'll get some processing in my brain, and all those neurons will get a stimulus and they will respond to me that you are looking at a wall. So this is how as like similar to our brain, this deep learning network also works. Now comes is generative AI. So generative AI you could tell as a subset of deep learning only, and whatever we are talking about, the large language model, these chat GPT, all these comes under the generative AI only. So generative AI is something that you have the data, and out of that data you are generating something. But earlier what we were doing, that we have the data and we were classifying something. So we were having two categories. These were the like discriminative technique, in which I have given, let's suppose I have given the set of images of dogs and cats, and I tell my model to understand between these dog and cats category. Whereas generative AI also requires the data, but based on the given data, it could generate the new data or new content for you. So these are the type of generative AI based on data. So given the input, you could have the output in the form of text. So text can have the subcategories like translation, summarization, question answering, grammar. Or given the input as text, you could create the image, you could create the videos, you could create the audio like text to speech converter. You could have the output as a decision like in the form of play games. So this is just an example of one of the application of generative AI, which is your Gemini model. This is similar to your Chat GPT, but this model is given by Google. So you write something, it will find that what is the next highest probability distribution that this words or the sentence come after this. So this is how it works on the probability distribution, that what is the most likely or probable word after the given prompt. Now how does it work? So as everything, we also for generative AI also we require the data. Okay, so the data is, you could say, these are the like very big amount of data. So if I say you have provided the data, so these actually works on the transformers method. So transformer has some encoding and decoding component, and it is comprises of this two components only. So once you have trained your model on this much vast amount of data, then you could use this pre-trained model for your specific task. So it could be any specific task like summarization or creating question answering or something. So it requires first thing, that is large amount of data, then it got trained on billions of parameters, and it can also work on unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning, something that means you are not providing the extra information along with your data that was in the form of labels. So there are many applications in AI in academics. One is smart content creation, like you could given the set of paragraph, you could create the question answers. personalized learning experience, that is something that given like you have seen in the portals like Coursera or edX. These are the portals in which they provide the student a personalized learning experience based on their analytics, that what like the students are searching and what they want to understand or what they want to learn, they will suggest you those kind of courses. Then we have adaptive learning. Adaptive learning is that means we are not stuck to the previous knowledge, we keep on updating ourselves. So that is adaptive learning. Then you have data accumulation. Data accumulation means, given your previous queries from your model will suggest you the related content. Virtual facilitator, the model can think or act or react to the student queries. This is automated grader system. I'll also give you the demo on this, that how you could automate the grading system. Then we have the chatbot, so that the student can interact easily in more efficient way. Then we have the proctoring section. Let's suppose you are taking the online exam, and how you could how you could know that, identify that this person is cheating even in the online exam. So that can also be done. So this session, this proctoring section will be covered in your next lecture. So we'll start with enhancing teaching methods. So what we can do in this. So if I could save my time as a teacher, that I could improve my performance, I could adapt learning new things, I could upskill myself. So these are few enhancing teaching methods. One is, if I could predict the student performance, I could identify the learning pattern, if I can automate the grading system, and I can get the feedback and assessment out of my students. So first thing I'll start with, that the predicting student performance. So in the last session we had yesterday, there was one question, that how you could get how you could predict that what is the need of the student, how like they want to focus on this topic or not. So that can be done based on the data we are collecting in the form. I'll just also tell you that what kind of data we can collect to have this problem solved. So first thing is, we need to understand that what we are actually predicting out from the student, like what we are predicting, how we are predicting the student performance. So that can be done in two ways. One is classification method, and other one is, let's suppose, regression method. Okay. So classification will always provide you the outcome in the form of the categories. So if I say that given these things as my data, that what was the student midterm marks, what was the assignment marks, or what was the quiz test, or what was the class test marks. If I have given all these data, and out of that I want my model to understand that given these marks the student will pass or fail. So these are the categories I'm asking as an outcome from my model. The next is the regression model. Regression is something that, given these data, can you assume that what will be the percentage, exact percentage of that person? Like suppose, given these data, the midterm marks, assignment marks, or the class test marks, the student will get 84.97%. So that is also possible. It can predict the percentage also. We can predict the percentage of the student also. So these things can be done. So what kind of data we require to predict these things? So let's suppose we have the LMS system, and we are already uploading the video lectures or the content. So what kind of data we require from those things, so that we can predict the student performance? So let's suppose one thing is that if you have the click stream data, so when the person has clicked the online portal and how long he has stayed to those videos, so we can have this data. Then we have the assessment variables, like given the query or given the question, how much time spent on that question by the person. So that can also be a form of data we can provide to our model. Or how many students have given the right answer for this particular question. We can also give the demographic data, like if the person is belonging to some categories or some demographic area where like they are not so intent towards studying, so we can also provide this data. So given these kind of data, we can predict that on which topic or on which part of the content the student require the attention. So in this way we could predict the student performance. So these are just the models, the AI models. Now the next thing come is, how will you identify the learning patterns in your data? So to identify the learning patterns in my data, so given the online, let's suppose we are running an online course, or we are providing certain e-content to them. So we can provide a model these kind of information to understand that what actually the student, what is the learning pattern of our student. So if we are providing them online content and e-content and they are not spending even a second on it or 5 minutes on it, then there is no use of it. So what kind of data we should require? That we require the study habit, the time spent, the topic difficulty, that means how many times they have repeated the videos. Like if I have not understand anything from the part of video, I'll just scroll down, I'll just repeat that in particular duration, I'll see that what, again I'll keep on repeating this thing to understand that concept. The response accuracy and trend, that how many person has given the correct response for the that question. The progression over time, so if I'm spending the same time to understand the same concept, that means there is no progression over time. So it should be the progression over time, it should be the reduced in time, that now you have understood, you won't spend that much time on that particular topic. Then what is the mistake pattern we can identify? That you like if the person is continuously struggling with some concept, so they are continuously doing the same mistake, that means that particular topic require, that particular concept require the more attention for the student. What is the engagement level? So engagement level means the participation in the forum. So if you have like how your students are participating, when you throw a question using a chat system, when you're teaching something, you have asked something in the class and they are not responding, so that is the engagement level you have to measure. So these kind of data, if I provide to my model, we can identify the learning patterns from my data. So now we have understood that these were the techniques. So in the initial slides, I have told you that these are the methods, so that we were aware that which technology is used for which part in this complete system. So to group those based on the learning behavior, we could use the clustering methods. And one such algorithm is K-means. There are many, but few examples I have written here. Then we have the classification problem, like if I want to predict the struggling student, so I could classify them into the group and I could pay attention that on those group which require actually the attention from the teacher. The next we have the sequence model, that means which will track the sequence and gaps in your in your predictive analysis. Then we can use these technique like association rule mining for finding mistake patterns. So these are the tools or the libraries we could use as an AI technique to solve such issues. Then also we have some free AI tools to get started. For example, Google Sheet with ML add-ons, or these are some other platforms like Elicit and ChatGPT or Class Dojo Analytics. So these are free online portals available with limited, I guess you have to check, we have to check that how much SS they have given as in free source, but they are freely available. Then we talk about some AI tools. So I'll just start with some demo of 2 AI tools, that how they are solving these kind of issues. And that also covers the automatic grading system. So first tool I'm going to cover is the Gradescope. So Gradescope is the online grading tool that allow the paper-based assignment to be scanned, submitted, graded, and analyzed quickly and efficiently. So what happens here? So if I just take an example of it, so what I first discussed that what are the features that in this, like we have the scanned copies to be checked manually by each and every faculty. So this can be done automatically. How it can be done? We have some AI methods and how we can done, like we can do this. I'll just tell you in the next slide. So we have these features are included here. You can upload the handwritten student responses. We can have we can upload their submission for like for their like class test or something. And the instructor can also upload the submission. It can be variable length, because there are chances that some student for 5 marks he write only one paragraph, and some student for similar 5 marks he write 2 pages. So that also we require the variable length assignment and auto grading system. So I'll talk about the AI assisted auto grading system here. So let's take an example, a simple maths problem. Okay, so the faculty has uploaded a few questions like about the integral and algebra, let's suppose, with this example. Now what happened? The student has given their submission. Once the student has given their handwritten submission on the platform, then the first task is to group those submission. To group those submission means, like I have told you in the few before slides, like that you have the unsupervised learning problem, where you group, you don't provide the actual label information, but you, based on the given data, it will cluster them, that what are the related kind of data, it will cluster them into one group or two group. So the first thing happens here, that when the student upload their assignments or upload their test questions answers, then you first review, we just group them. Okay, so let's suppose there are different kind of students. So first student doesn't know the first question answer, so he has written just question mark and left the page blankly. The other student might have written the integral equation, that is actually 1 by 2 x square plus c, but this person has forgot to written plus c here. Okay, so that is another group. The third group is who has written exactly what the exact answer was, that was 1 by 2 x square plus c. So that is the third group. So now what happens, that it has grouped all the students. So when you are checking only one by one sheet, what you have done, you are calculating, you have converted them into group, and when you give marks to them, let's suppose for this equation, this is not the exact equation I was looking for. I want the correct equation as 1 by 2 x square plus c. So that is one group. So the person has missed half. So how many marks I will cut for this person? I can choose that. The next is half square, that is in another group. So you could see that instead of manually checking one by one at a time, you have checked 4 questions at once, 4 sheets at once. So now this is also possible that manual or human AI loop is also required. So human loop means, suppose your AI model was unable to differentiate between these categories, then you could manually bring them into these categories. Let's suppose this category belongs to this group, or this category belongs to the another group. So you could manually categorize, and once it is done, all the answers has been grouped, then it is easy for the faculty to mark them. Now I'll just take an example. Let's suppose that what is the integral of x. So the question was this, but I was expecting that it should be 1 by 2 x square plus c. So the person has missed this half term before before x square. So I could deduct 1 marks out of it. Okay. So now you could see that instead of checking one by one sheet, I have checked 4 submission and one go. Okay. So now the person will get the subtraction of 1, the person will get 2 marks for this question, and all the person who has written this, they will be marked as 2 out of 3 for this question.
Can I ask a question in between? Is it allowed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I don't know whether it makes sense, but as you say that you group and then you give marks. So are we supposed to put in a model answer for it to understand what it should be grouping it? Because you have given a simple formula, but in a subjective question, it can be a very long answer. So as somebody who wants to use this, am I supposed to provide a model answer to this platform, or would it do it from the whatever is available in the platform.
Ma'am,
As an
in this particular platform, they are like we could also submit the handwritten, yes, the handwritten answers you could also submit, and based on those answers, it will group them together. But if you are applying for any like pre-trained AI model, then we have to fine tune the model on your given new answers. So
Yeah, I
that
think
is the
we
thing.
do have to
required.
submit model answers. Without that, I don't think it will be able to get.
Okay.
So we will have to do that.
So you submit an answer, and then according to the answer, according to the paper that you have submitted as in the model answer, it would then group the questions into
Pooja, I
people's
think
things.
keywords may be the answer to this.
Okay.
Not the entire model answer, but
Yeah, but
keywords.
keywords,
we
yes.
Okay.
expect from.
Ma'am, this
Okay.
technology is called as unsupervised learning, where we are not providing the model answers. What we are doing, we are just throwing the kind of a data. So it comes under the computer supervision. So by looking at this handwritten data, it will automatically categorize this data into different groups. So, ma'am,
Okay.
this can be done
Okay.
using clustering methods.
Okay.
Can we have a demonstration of this somewhere? I mean, with an actual question paper or something like that, or maybe
Ma'am,
take.
I'll share the video of this if anyone requires. So
And
we
this is
have the
free.
YouTube video for this particular platform. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
that
And
is
this
great.
tool is free?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
at to
Great
some
scope?
extent,
Okay,
to some extent.
Okay.
At to some
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sneha, I have one query actually.
extent.
This is in continuation of what Dr. Pooja said. Now you have said that you have to make grouping depending on whatever that that example that you had given. So you're making around 2 or 3 groups. But that would be for the first question. What if you have 10 different questions? So how many groups are we supposed to make?
Ma'am, each question like according to their platform, this was the structure of them that we have to follow. Like you can also skip to next question. So there were actually in this particular integral part, there were actually you could see here, this was question number 1. So what they have done, the for question number 1 they have collected all, then for question number 2 they have grouped them all. So similarly there were 10 such questions. You could skip them also, that is also possible. So this is not in a hard and fast that you have to check the first question of all the person at once only.
So Neha, if I understood correctly, so for this unsupervised this data, the AI is using its own what you call thinking or its own data sets as far as the answers are concerned.
Ma'am, AI doesn't have its own data set. These are the pre-trained models. Okay, so
Okay.
for so unsupervised
Sneha,
learning.
Sneha, let me see. I mean, we have to keep the presentation short. Also, I'll just clarify. See, when you make a foundation model like a Llama 3 or a GPT-4, whatever existing knowledge is there, it's trained on that. Okay. Let's talk about a linear. Let's talk about a linear equation or a linear algebra or Max Planck's law or Niels Bohr hypothesis. The basic foundation science is already there in this trained models because they've already read those books. Now, if you have a very super specific question which is not covered in the the existing literature, then you need to do some fine tuning. What Sneha is telling. Okay. Otherwise it understands basic linear algebra, basic equation, basic Max Planck's law. All these things they will understand.
We don't have to feed this model answer.
See, madam, the question is if there is a very super special knowledge which is not freely available, which Llama 3 has not seen, okay, or let's say GPT-4 has not seen. So you need to train that model on that. Otherwise, for anything.
Got it.
Sneha, you can please continue. Sneha, you do not have much time. Maybe 10 minutes more to.
Yes,
I need
sir.
to
It's
close it by
about to
1:15.
complete. Yes, sir. It's
So
about
we need to close it
complete.
faster.
So this is how we are using, and what technology was behind it. So it was not only the data. So what was actually we were using? We were using OCR and pre-processing. So once you have given the data, it is not exactly you are giving the raw data. We need the pre-processing for it. And OCR means the OCR sheet means the uploaded files. And then we require the image clustering. So based on the given data set, the clustering algorithm was run behind, and based on like these are the unsupervised clustering methods or the algorithms you could use. Then we have the pattern recognition. So what ma'am was talking about, that how it will recognize. So we have the pattern recognition algorithms like CNN or some similarity matchings, or which will find the pattern out of your data itself. So we have seen this human in loop AI. So human in loop AI means that my model was unable to differentiate between 2 or 3 categories, then the human loop was to categorize manually and send them into the particular group. And as in backend structure, to create such a software like platform, we require these technologies, and we could create such platforms. So other than this, you can have exams and quizzes also. So given the set of question or given the set of paragraph or text, you could create the quiz questions. So that is also possible using ChatGPT, but this is just a specialized problem. So that is like, let's suppose ChatGPT is limited to the year. Okay. So let's suppose if I ask who won the Nobel Prize in 2025, since the Nobel Prize not held yet. So if I ask this question, ChatGPT give me some certain answer, it will hallucinate. Okay. So few things on which the ChatGPT was not specialized, then we can use the fine tuning or RAG model so that it gets specialized on those type of content or information. So we could do that. The next is I have given you the example of home problem and said, so you could check the person can upload their PDFs, or in the form of PDF or images, they could upload their homework and assignments. The next demo, that is a simple demo that is mostly dependent on the GPT models or your large language model, that is EduTutor AI. So what happens here in EduTutor AI, you could have this facility to that you could specifically train your model. Let's suppose I'll pull the question out of it. I have given some, let's suppose a budget theory. Okay, now I want my model to give particularly, I don't want a generalized question, but particularly specifically from this paragraph, then I could pull the question, I can add the text, and I specify that just create the 3 questions on it. So in this particular cases, the RAG models or fine tuning of your GPT models has been used so that they are specifically trained for this kind of a data. So these are the kind of prompts which you are providing to your models. You could generate the quiz question, and let's suppose these are the quiz questions they have prepared from that text. Then you could also have the answer evaluations. Answer evaluation means, let's suppose one person is is preparing for UPSC exam. Okay, so you just select in this platform, you could select the exam type, and then it will evaluate the answer based on the information this model has, that this kind of answer the UPSC reviewers are looking from you. So these are the answer evaluation that can be done using this tool like EduTutor AI. So this is just an answer sheet, an example I have provided, and this was about the 2 demo I was telling you, and this was about my presentation, and thank you for your patience listening. Any questions?
Just a question, please.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yes,
EduTutor AI, is that free, or does it, I mean, is it?
Ma'am, again, it up to some extent it is free.
And that extent is, to what, I mean, how, is it on a per day usage, or what is it like?
Ma'am, you have to check their price plan. On their website it is written. Yes, ma'am.
Sure, thank you. Thank you, great presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Sneha,
yes,
just wanted to ask this EduTutor AI,
AI. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, AI. How much is it different from the regular ChatGPT that we use, the OpenAI thing? Because if I put a paragraph there and ask it to give me 3 questions, that will also give me the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. For this, I have given you the example. Let's suppose your ChatGPT's model was trained for the data which was given up to 2022.
Let me answer this because this question has been creeping up so many times. Let me answer this. Let me answer this question. Please, yes, I think everybody can listen. See, ChatGPT is a foundation model which has been trained on a huge data set. Okay, so if you put whatever input prompt, it will understand something and it's going to return something. It may hallucinate or it may return it. Sometimes it may put garbage out also. Now, please understand what we do is that, for example, let us say you want to make a specific quiz making software, or a, let's say you want to make an assignment making software. For that, what we essentially do is that we either fine tune it or use a RAG model. Yesterday also Bhupendra was telling, fine tuning is opening the last layer. There's a softmax function at the end layer. We close, open that the last maybe 1, 2, or 3 layers. We do not train the entire 50 billion parameter. Maybe we'll open maybe how many Sneha, 2 or 3 layers. And we are going to pump in those information. Let's say we want to work on cardiac information, or let's say you want to work on mechanical engineering. Those textbooks we're going to put. And what happens is that it is going to return you specific category, very categorically, very specific information. Now, the same question, ChatGPT, if GPT has read, let's say you ask a Max Planck's law question or a Newton's law question, there will be never any difference between a GPT response or a tuned response, okay, or a RAG response. These things comes only for, very super special tasks. For example, a quiz making, let's say you want to make a software for making quizzes, you want to make a software for making assignments, you want to make a software for academic course planning. We train them, we show them. Let's say we open the last layer and we show this is the course structure of, let's say, 5 US universities, five Chinese universities, 5 Indian universities. Specifically, we train them. So you expect a better response for solving, and that's how the startups have come up. What Sneha was showing is a startup. Please understand, this is a startup where the foundation model is a GPT, or the foundation model will be a Gemini or a Llama 3. It is built on a foundation models. Small players cannot make foundation models. Please understand, all the startups and the ecosystem that have developed are built on some, foundation model. Yesterday, Gopendra was telling you, building a foundation model itself is a 1-year task. Okay, so daily we cannot make in India, we do not have capacity to make foundation models at this moment. So whatever Sneha was telling, the RAG concept was explained by Gopendra yesterday. RAG is where we do not fine tune the model every day, but we make a vector database. Let's say India's captain is Rohit Sharma. Tomorrow it becomes Hardik Pandya. We cannot routinely update the, fine tune the model every day. So we put a RAG database where the large language model is going to talk to that, the RAG database. It's a vector database. It's going to pick the information there and return. So I think I have answered the question. So
Thank you.
So I think that is one of the very common queries. So I think all of you have understood. Llama 3 or GPT-4 or Gemini will definitely return you something. We call it in our language garbage in, garbage out. If it doesn't understand something, it is, we use a term called as hallucination. Let's say a very typical mathematical question, if you ask GPT-4, it will not work. Okay, I'll tell you some more things. DeepSeek, the Chinese LLM that has come up, DeepSeek is an analytical model which works on RL, reinforcement learning, which Gopendra has. So if you are into a mathematical query, if you are into an analytical query, go for DeepSeek. Okay, and if you are into knowledge-based and memory-based queries, you can go for GPT-4. So all this has got different patterns in which they are generating the responses. Okay, but the foundation model like Gemini, you have got those foundation models. So anything which is common, you'll get a response in a trained model or a foundation model. For super specific thing, we train those models. So I think I've answered the question.
Yeah, Dr. Dutta, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so you have very nicely explained the benefits and the shortcomings, challenges which we are facing in this area. My query is related to the actual implementation of this artificial intelligence into the areas which we have been discussing. There are so many, institutes, domains, and into that there are programs and courses. By how much time we'll be ready to actually implement this technology into our academics?
I have no answer to this actually. I mean, what do you want? You want me to hire a software firm and do it? You want to outsource it? Or whom do you want?
No, I have no idea how it could be done, but actually the purpose for what we are discussing, by what time we'll be ready for it?
So I do not have a specific answer to this question.
Nidhi,
we have to look into the data.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to look into the data. We have to look into the problem statement. We have to understand the specifications.
Nidhi,
And once it is formulated,
ma'am.
it's not like that. You just, we have to formulate it. What do you want, and accordingly we can plan out something, and a pipeline can be worked on.
Yeah, I understand that.
so Nidhi, it is that this session is to make everybody aware how AI can be used. It has to be the policy decision by the university,
Okay.
where all we will use, how we will use. And this is the first level of understanding for everybody.
Okay, ma'am.
Leadership at various levels. So we then decide when we are doing our annual planning, the strategic planning. That's the way maybe the examination department will take certain decisions. Academic office will take certain decision in consultation with the deans, So those have to be there. Later on, we have to think. At the moment, only it is, what all can be done. So how powerful is AI? So this is basically that this team is trying to explain to us.
Got it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Datta,
Hanji, sir.
Please, hello.
Hanji, sir. Yeah, we can listen
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. Just, I was trying to find out a simile, say, for example, Unix operating system. And then we write shell programming. So the base you are taking Gemini or Llama or ChatGPT, and best around that, we are developing a layer in terms of, developing different types of applications. Have I understood it correctly?
Yes, you're right, sir. In India, we do not have the capability of making any foundation model at this moment. Building any foundation model will be in millions. Maybe
Like say Unix operating system, it's a foundation model. It's a huge task. So over
Sir,
and above, we are writing the cell programming.
GPT-5 is expected 500 millions. That is the official price. So building a foundation model is like, training, TBs of data. And what actually Dr. Nidhi was asking me the question, let us say even in Amazon, if you have got 300 GB of data, and if you want to run, let's say I open 3 layers of Llama 3 and train it as an open source, it may take maybe 20 days, maybe 25 days for 100 epoch training. And if there is a power fluctuation of the system reboots, it will once again start. These are difficult questions, sir. At the implementation level, for example, if you see OpenAI has, let's say, the city of Ghaziabad, how their labs, if you put all the computers of OpenAI lab, it will be as big as the city of Ghaziabad or Meerut. So that's the compute they have. Okay, so these are the backend computing.
Is the Gradescope software is freely available, or we have to pay for it?
No,
it is freely available.
No. GPT
For some extent.
GPT is not freely available. Llama is available. There are few. DeepSeek is available. Chinese DeepSeek is available.
I'm talking about Gradescope.
Gradescope, sir. Yes, a Gradescope is up to some extent it is freely available, and after that they are having some pricing plan, like monthly subscription, or these are having.
Sagina Huda, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir.
We can go to the next speaker. Let us keep because sab logon ka time hai na aaj.
Dr. Datta, if you please allow, I have one small query. In the slide of applications of AI in academics, the two applications Dr. Sneha discussed, one is personalized learning and other one virtual facilitator. So in personalized learning, we can have the data that how many students have gone through the, content, e-content which is uploaded and what all, the time taken and all that. But how we will ensure the personalized learning? That is one question. So if you can elaborate. And other one, the virtual facilitator, like if you, as a faculty, if you prepare, some content or a video.
Did you attend yesterday's deliberation? I think.
Yeah, I attended, sir. I attended.
He explained.
Maybe Sneha, you give a very short, brief response. And sir, we will request for the next speaker. We want to finish it on time. So this will be the last.
So thank you. Personalized learning, I'll just give a small example. Let's suppose you are learning something on Coursera platform. Okay. So they will check how the student has gone through these videos, how many times they have repeated, or how many, on which concept they were repeating. So when they see that out of the complete generative AI, the person is completely repeating on the gradient descent algorithm, one of the algorithm from the deep learning. So it noticed that the person requires another lecture what was in the different course. So it will suggest you that you need to go through that lecture first and then come to this, so that it will understand, the person will understand the concept and clear his background and then come to the next lecture. So this is the personalized learning experience example I can give you.
Actually, I'm very happy that so many queries are coming up. Maybe someday with our permission of our VC madam, we will take a query session separately for 1 hour or 2 hours some other day. It is very encouraging and very heartening for me to see so much, that's, we're very happy actually. But let us respect time and let us keep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Datta.
Thank you.
And also, Sneha, I'm very happy to see your presentation. When I recruited Sneha, she was only into transfer learning only. So I recruited Sneha when her level was only at transfer learning. And now she has picked up deep learning, generative AI, multimodal AI. And that's how in the last 1 year, she is ready to teach level 4 course.
But it is a good presentation.
Yeah,
And
Thank you,
she has
excellent.
learned. I mean, 1 year back when we recruited, she was only into transfer learning only, but now she has learned.
Yeah,
That's nice. And
very
it is-
good.
Thank you,
Next,
sir.
we can
Thank
take
you,
the
ma'am.
next one.
Thank you, Dr. Sneha. May I now request Dr. Rakesh Joshi to share the
A
presentation?
clap for Sneha.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is the next speaker here?
You know, faculty will enjoy your presentation a lot, and there will be a lot of questions.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
there is a humble submission. If Dr. Datta can, share email IDs of the presenters, so we can write to them the queries which are unanswered.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
Thank you.
Is the next presenter here?
Sir, please also share the PPT of the speaker, sir.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I will quickly introduce Rakesh.
Sagina,
Rakesh.
Sagina,
Yes, ma'am.
just see if Sujit is there, so he should attend this one.
Okay, ma'am.
So,
And whoever are in the examination department, if they're not busy, they should attend it.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll quickly introduce Rakesh. So Rakesh is an AI scientist, and he's mainly into vision. He is into computer vision engineer, and he has done well. I think Rakesh has finished PhD last year, and he already has some 45 or 50 publications, out of which I think 26 are Q1 publication. He has a H-index of more than 15, I guess. He's doing well. He already has got many IEEE transactions. So but I think Rakesh's main strength is in vision, computer vision. He works less in LLMs, but most of his work are in vision, computer vision. So Rakesh, you can start.
Good afternoon, all Lovinji. So I have two presentations. So one is for particularly a proctoring-based examination system. So that means automatic proctoring using AI. And second presentation will be on the automatic assessment of, you can say, assignment submissions. So the first one is the proctoring based. So just have some slides, and then I will show the demo of that thing. So this is particularly when we have the examination proctoring system. That means particularly we are supervising students, and there are multiple factors which can, you can say, impact for a proctoring, because there are multiple things you have to monitor when you are doing the proctoring. So to ensure that means the students are not cheating, and you have good fairness in the examination systems. So there are some few components which can be critical when you are, you can say, if you are supervising them in online mode, or you can say with any, you can say, camera-based systems. So that means if they are a person or not, face detection and recognition, then you have to monitor. That means a behavior monitoring. That means how much the person is blinking, or how, is it gauging on the screen or not. Similarly, then next one is that environmental monitoring. That means how much sound is coming, nearby sound is coming on. That means if you can say sound is abnormal, that means you can check that part also. Similarly, in the visual part, suppose that person is using mobile phones, or you can say using other object, so you can detect those through the, you can say, you can say live camera. And similarly, you can go for any suspicious behavior. Suppose that there are multiple persons are coming on the screen. So you can check that part. That means whether the multiple persons are not, or maybe sometimes a person is missing from the screen. So there are multiple aspects which need to be judged, not only the single aspect. So there are in that proctorial system, that means particularly if you are supervising with the AI, so it composed of the multiple aspects, multiple number of factors, multiple number of features, and so that and you can see particularly a multimodal ability. Multimodal, that means particularly, that means you are supervising the image data also, and you are supervising the particular audio data also. So that means you have to, that is completely complex system, and to execute these kinds of systems in a real time, it is much challenge. So I'm just discussing some, because the basic fundamental technicals over there, and then we'll come to the demonstration part. And so the first part is the face detection part. So there are so in face detection there are three different parts. That is particularly, that means first you have to detect the face of the candidate, and then second problem is the multiple face detection. That means if there are multiple faces are there, and similarly there is the cases, that means there is face occlusion. And just in a brief, I can tell you, that means particularly for any human face, that particularly our main features are on the, you can say, particularly eye, eyebrows, nose, and you can say lips, and this kind of structure particularly. That's why these kind of systems can able to detect the person. Suppose that if I register my face without a beard, and in some case that means if I come with the beard, so it will able to recognize, because the main features are this thing. And you can also recognize in your camera system. Suppose that you are switching on the camera. Generally, we make a rectangular box. In our terms, we call it as a bounding box. In bounding box, that means particularly showing that you can say detecting the face. Suppose that you are hiding your, you can say these component, or if you are not only the eyes part or those part, it will not able to detect that part. So that means particularly technically modality means if I conclude that part, that means our main features for face detection lie on these kinds of parts. So our models particularly try to detect those things. And similarly, some technical words like you can say Haar cascade, or you can say features are there. In short, please understand that means particularly suppose that you want to whether you want to detect, that means face is there or you want to recognize the face. So you have three perspectives. That means particularly one is the face structure. That means complete face structure, like round shape, or you can say this side face. So these are the features. Similarly, second type of features are particularly how your eyes look like, how your nose look like, how your lips look like, how these kind of patterns look like. So this is the second part. And third part is particularly the detection. You can say detection of the edges and corners, like means how you can say minute features are there, or you can say particularly low level features are there. So or if you extend this example to the, you can say other object class also. Suppose that you want to detect a car over there. So there the shape of the car is the, you can say high level features are there. The headlights, tires, or those things are mid level features, and you can say a minute, you can say color, or those features are a low level features. So similarly, we will extend this to the face detection over there. So these are different kind of features over there to detect the face over there. And similarly, you can see that there are 4 rectangular features. That means particularly when you are detecting a face, a rectangular bounding box coming up, it is having the 4 different variables, like one, that means x and y, that means reference point from the this rectangular box is originating, and what is the height and width. Similarly, it is depicting what is the length or what is the area of the face over there. So these are particularly simple mathematics coming behind that thing. So if I show you the example, see in this, suppose this is a face over there. So we are making a bounding box over there. So what happens? There are some kind of, you can say, sliding mechanism over there, or a small kind of window over there, that is mapping. That means where is the face, where is the face, where is the face, and searching the face over there. And where it is getting the high probability region of the face, it is making a bounding box. And this bounding box represented by the X, Y, W, H. So simple mechanism over there. This is for the face detection over there. So with the help of these kinds of mechanism, you can able to detect the face, you can able to detect the multiple number of faces, and you can also detect the absence of the faces on the screen. So there are 3 tasks can be completed with this kind of you can say mechanism over there. Similarly, also that means particularly suppose that there is a face, there are multiple number of things can be happen. Suppose that student is looking right, student is looking left over there. So that means head position can also be detected over here. That means, so we have to check, that means what is the left eye, right eye, or we have to check the eye ratio. That means it is gauging or not, or those things. So that means we have to 2 different perspectives. That means head position and the eye aspect ratio is also you can say you have to monitor those things. So that means second mechanism, apart from the, you can just face detection, you can come to that means what is the eye aspect ratio, or you can say you can extract the faces of the eye, and then you can detect the you can say ratio of those parts over there, and based on this thing you can make the decision. That means whether the person is having the good you can say looking the screen particularly, or maybe so you can say blinking fast, or those things you can see the abnormal behavior, or maybe looking left, looking right during the examination system. Similarly, next one is the audio monitoring. Suppose that the outside volume, if someone is sitting on a, you can say quiet room, or maybe you can say less sound room. So particularly if you have abnormal sound coming up regularly, that means there is some kind of susceptibility. That means there is some other person, or maybe some movements is going on. So we can detect the susceptibility. So we can set the threshold according to this thing. So I have to make a program. That means particularly you can set the threshold according to your choice, because sometimes a room can be quiet, or based on that background, you can set the threshold and you can just monitor the activity over there. You need not to, you can say, check the part again and again. Similarly, next part is the object detection. Suppose that a person is using the mobile phone over the screen over there. So that means you can check, that means whether the you can detect those objects also. So that means we have some kind of object detection models. So just I have made the architecture over it. So these are some kind of complex architecture, some mathematical functions over there, like convolution layer, max pooling layer, upsampling layer, in different number of scales. So if you are having a different number of, you are giving the, you can say, image over there, it will be able to detect in a multiple number of scales. Scales means particularly the size of the objects or those things. So this is the particular object detection coming on, and you can count the objects also. So this is the particular object detection model. So they are composed of multiple number of layers, or some you can set of functions over there. And if I just summarize, that means particularly there are multiple number of layers which are able to identify the high level features, low level features, and mid level features to make the decisions whether there is what kind of object is present in the screen. So these are some kind of bounding box prediction over there. So the for example, and so this completely tracking that system, particularly this thing. Okay, so just I'm showing the demonstration for this part because this is camera based. So just I'm switching off camera from the Zoom and then we switch on the thing part. So see, in the side screen, that means particularly loud sound detected or those things. So you can say, if I'm blinking fast, so that is a blinking detection over there. Suppose that I'm doing left or right, so right, left, or you can say left, right. So you can do those part. Similarly, if there are multiple faces, so that means it can detect multiple faces also. Suppose that I am using the mobile phone also, that means it will detect the, you can say particularly, if you because this is phone detected over there, so that means we can detect those multiple number of parts with the help of this thing. Sound, you can decide that part. So in the program I have decided sound threshold like you can set in the 10, that means particularly here over I have set a threshold over there. So if I adjust the sound, that means suppose that there is abnormal sound in the room, that I can increase the sound also. So this is a particular thing, that means particularly this thing. And suppose that if there are multiple number of people giving the exam simultaneously, you can notice that means which one person is having the more activity over there. You do not have to, you can say, monitor particularly. I have generated is doing that. You can say that the cheating score is going on. Cheating score is going on. That means turning head, turning right. So after doing the head right, that score is increasing. That is suppose that the score is increasing. So you can see that means those who are the potential students which are cheating or those things. You have to point out only those students over there. It is completely offline, so that means you need not have any internet dependency or those things, particularly for this part. Not internet, not external dependency. So this is the particular thing. So you can just check that part. So this is the one demonstration. So just I'm switching off this thing, and just I'm showing you. If I see, this is the event log, particularly just if I close this program. So just I'm closing this program, and the event log will be generated. That means particularly for this part. So this is the updated part. So you can see that means in the bottom part, you can see that means how much activity he has done or she has done, particularly loud sound detected, blip sound detected, left, right, on something. So all the detection can be done over there. Or you can make a warning system also. That means you are looking more leak in activities, so those things. You can warn the student themselves and on the screen also. So it can up to your choice. So this is one part that particularly you can apply this part. Just I'm extending this example. So this is a particularly, they are just same thing. That means particularly we are doing the multimodal things, that means real-time logging or those things, just I have shown you. So these are particular, and some ethical consideration can be also done. That means suppose that you are conducting exam because you are monitoring the face or those things. Suppose there is a privacy concern. So you just have some kind of, you can say, acknowledgement at the beginning of the examination. So that means you are recording those things. So it can be done for ethical consideration also. That means just implementing this perspective. So you can that part also. So these are some kind of technical thing. That means because you have to monitor the part in real time. That means some models should work on real time. So that means we should, if you want to more accurate those things, and if we have a very high accurate model, and it is taking longer time to processing a single frame, so it will take a longer time. So that means we have make the system. That means we take a less time and give the more accurate results over there. So that means it's a particular challenge over there for real time monitoring. I'm just showing one example also. Suppose that one case can be possible like that. That's means see. Suppose that you have a large pool of students, or maybe you are making admission, or maybe some recruitment process over there. So there are some, if you have multiple number of persons are going on. So if you are doing the, you can say initial screening with the help of AI. Suppose that you have a large language model. With the help of that thing, you can have the, this is in the right part, large language model. So it can generate the questions over there. You can convert those questions into the speech model over there. And there is a other person which can, you can give the answer. So it can be an interactive, you can say, question answering system over there, and we can automatically grade those things. And in the system, you can apply this AI proctoring system also. That means completely AI system, so that you can easily shortlist the potential candidate with the help of an interview without any manual intervention. And so this can be a particular part. So that means just integral of this part, you can do this thing. So but the system, that means particularly making the system to implementation is little bit complex, because you have to monitor multiple number of perspectives in a single setup. It is not like just because of that you are giving one task over there, but this task is composed of multiple number of things like face detection, multiple face detection, face absence is for long, font detection, sound detection. So this kind of part. So this is a small demonstration of that part. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I will start next demonstration for the automatic assessment.
Just one question. It was really very nice to see all this, and we are excited that in future we may have all this. And anyway, so the point is, do we need one camera in a classroom or multiple?
Ma'am, it is person to person. That means how many number of cameras, because persons are there, you can easily monitor, because you can't say that multiple number of persons over there.
So we take an average
like
of
a
60.
like a webcam for a system.
Yeah, we take a class of 60 students then.
Yeah. Because you just six system over there. They are giving the exams over there, just computer system. You can easily monitor that part. And there you can a common you can server over there. So that means we can monitor all the activity at the point. For evaluator point of view, just you need a one system. And for how many number of candidates are there, so that means that number of systems you are required.
Thank you.
Dr. Joshi, you know
Yes.
what question Dr. Nidhi was asking? Suppose if we have multiple cameras in one room and there are many candidates, so the camera will capture the image from different angles. Will my result or the outcome integrate all the results into one sheet, or how? I mean, how it will help us in assessing the person in a right way, so no injustice is done.
Yes, it can be done. Suppose that you have some examination setup over there. You have 6 different desks over there. You have fixed setup over there. I can set a ROI, that means region of interest, on those 6 positions over on the screen. I can make the separate monitoring for those parts over there. I can divide that means the camera screen, that means the camera is seeing over those parts into 6 different parts over there, and make the same system monitoring on the same system. But it would need, because that physical space should be fixed according to the you can say intelligence system or AI system at that part. Otherwise, you can do that part. But if you say that means I want to implement this system and take into the random classroom or those things, it cannot be done at that part. Otherwise, for that part, it's
my system will be trained like that.
Yeah, you can just define a system over there. That means suppose that you have fixed classroom over there, just template over there, because there are multiple number of persons. Because suppose that you are 6, I am making the multiple face detection system over there. Suppose that here only I am monitoring 6 person in the single camera. That means there are only 6 person. So it will see also the warning of a multiple face detection over there. So if I divide the regions over there, so that means I can have a 6 different single monitoring system over there. It will not detect the multiple face over that time. So that's I have defined the you can say parameters, or you can say that time I can do that part. But generally, because nowadays web camera is available on the systems over there, so do not have to save the cost on the camera. Just you have a single system over there. You can single monitoring system over there. So it will be more reliable also.
You have to control through webcam.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But is there any restriction on the resolution of the camera?
No, not much. But because you are as a examination controller, you are conducting the examination over there. So that means it can depend on you, and we can set the resolution setup also. Therefore, that someone face is not not detecting up that part. So you can deny that means this is the particular resolution you should have. So you can have the conditions over there. We can have set a threshold. Suppose that someone person is giving an examination over there, and we are not able to detect the face for multiple number of times over there. So the analogy over there. So you can deny that, you can give the warning. That means your camera is not suitable. You can that part. Maybe one day before you can give you can say student access. That means camera assessment, you can say time over there. So but the person can check that part. And if the camera is not suitable, you can change, or those things you can set up that part. So it can be not kind of, you can say, you can make it public one day before that part.
This program have been written
in Python.
Hello?
Python language, sir.
In Python language.
Yeah.
And what is the base based upon top of it you have developed it?
Sir, there are multiple number of libraries over there. So I have used TensorFlow, dlib, OpenCV, because audio, the PyAudio. So there are multiple number of libraries are used for different number of functions over there. So I have utilized that part, and then I have made the program or those things. So I have made the region of interest. So that's why.
Great, very good.
A similar kind. I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A similar kind of proctoring system was also used, during lockdown for our own exams. I remember that. So has there been any, in your presentation or the work which you are doing, are there any value additions done, and there were any gaps in that particular system or the software? So, which you have taken care of?
No, sir, I'm not aware of it because I'm taking
No,
offline class.
because
I've prepared for this workshop only. So
just to add on what Professor Tandon is talking about. See, during the Corona time,
yes, sir.
You see, all those proctored-based examinations were conducted.
Sir. Yeah, but they are given to the external agency. They are charging
external agency. That's true.
Huge
So
money
his
over
question
there,
is
and
that-
you can't
that-
check the reliability system over there. So that
Yeah,
means
that
they are
have-
giving a report over there or those things.
Are you able
Suppose
to
that
make
you
any
have a multiple. Yes, sir.
make any comparisons that your things is much better than them, like the something?
So there are multiple number of things. I mean, audio, and there are multiple number of functions over there. USAC, that means a gauge system or those things. ENID not just like a face detection system over there.
So
And
if this has to be implemented, how much time it will take to,
now it depend on that means how many number of persons are there, how many number of things, because server requirements are there. Because doing
No,
for
no,
one single person.
you take the 40,000 students of AUP.
Ma'am, it can depend on that means how many number of infrastructure, how many number of server you have, how much computation you have. So that means we can check that part.
So what I would suggest, maybe on Monday, we'll discuss with Datta and Senthil and see the feasibility of this, making our own platform, because we have so many thousands of online students. At the moment, we are using the proctored system, for every semester's examination of around our online students alone around 40,000, and so plus our own regular students, if you put together, it will be much larger. So I'd like to see the feasibility of this, and cost effectiveness.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you need the resources, you need the IT resources, you need the physical resources, you need the server, so many things. So
for a single computer, it is completely enough because I have tested on my systems and those things. So that means I have tested on multiple number of, you can say, laptops over there for my which I have. So in those systems, it is particularly working. Or small, you can say, the MET laptop, that is particularly AMD processor over there. So it is also working on that part also. So my laptop also. So for that part also, but because for scaling up of those things, because there you are monitoring multiple number of students over there, so it need to be checked at the time.
I think that will be, if you can make it to happen, that will be great contribution for MIT University.
Yeah,
because we are spending a lot of money to the external agencies.
Dr. Rakesh, have you done any pilot study, taking a sample of students and?
No, ma'am, just I prepared for this workshop only. So that means instead of giving another demonstration, that means what can be a possibility that can be so I can just implement it that part, not because I show the slide, so that means
So it has to be scaled up. It has to be scaled up.
You have to validate your in silico work with the real-time study, and then it would be excellent.
Yes, ma'am, it can be checked, ma'am. But for this workshop, I have prepared this thing. So
it has to scale up, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can go to the next presentation, please. Yeah.
So next one.
And Rakesh, try to keep it faster.
Sir, only 10 minutes.
But good presentation.
So this is the particularly streamlined student submission and evaluation system. So you have seen the Google Sheets or those things which are taking examination. So there are multiple MCQ question may be asked and you will get the evaluation also. And if you want to conduct the, you can say, assignments over there, you have to conduct the examination, you have to check those parts, you have to manually check one by one all those things. So it can be a tough task over there. So I thought the idea that means particularly we can have some kind of, you can say, instead of going a manual grading or you can say delayed feedback. So those can also be error prone also. So we can have some kind of automatic system over there. So I can have a design a platform. So just I have designed the particularly offline platform for that thing. But for today's part, I have implemented in online mode also. So you can check that part. Because these kind of examinations should be in offline or particularly you can say without internet. So, but for this part, I have checked that part. So I think your time is short, so just I'm showing you the app. So that means I can explain all the things from there itself. See, so this is the platform. This is a particular platform over there. So this is the auto examination Streamlit app. So particularly, see, this is I have designed the particular 4 pages are there. The 4 particular portals are there, like a student submission, evaluator set question paper, evaluation, and download reports. There are 4 different pages are there. First page is a student submission. So I have just randomly put out this question. So there are multiple faculty can be possible, multiple domain can be possible. So there can part. So suppose that there are multiple faculty or those things. So multiple domain can be possible. So just I have some evaluator login. So suppose that I am the login. Suppose that I am some geography teacher or maybe today the business teacher. So I have some kind of password. So I have some password. So I have set a password over there. So once I open the password over there, my questions will be done. So there are questions. So that's I want to ask, that means what is the capital of, you can say, simple question. It is not like the capital of, you can say, India. So just I'm asking the question. So just I put the 5 questions or whatever question I have want to put. So I just put the questions over here. I just save the question paper, that part, and all the student will see this part. That means what is the capital of India, and all the questions will be appear. So you have to enter, the student have to enter the name, roll number, course, section over there, and that means you can submit the assignment. And if you want to do the, I'm just submitting the, you can say that part also. I have submitted some dummy assignments also. So, but that is a particular part. So that means evaluator can set the question paper. As per, suppose that there one faculty can select multiple number of times for this assessment. Same setup, nothing new need to change, and this is a student setup over there. Suppose that now students have submitted this part. Suppose that there are some students who have submitted this part. Suppose that name or those things. So I have submitted this part, and then I want to do the evaluation over there. So I want to do the evaluation. That means how many number of students have submitted and those things. I want to apply the leaderboard over there. So that means I can do that part also. So that means I can set a password for that part. That means particular evaluator password. That means particularly access the server part, because server can be used for multiple number of things over there. So to say the privacy, I have this part. The student has submitted those parts. I have just signed some 4 dummy questions, question answer over there. Just I have started the evaluation part. This model running, it is seen, that means what is the question was asked, what is the answer was asked. So these are some dummy question answers over there. And you can submit your part also. We can check that part later. But these are responsive, and it is giving a marks over there out of 10 or those things. So there are multiple number of students are there. So that means the part. So there's one part there. Rakesh and Yoshi, Deepak, Rakesh, Alok, they are students. They have entered some dummy roll number over there, sanction over there, and some scores out of 50 over there, and you get a percentage over there. You can download zip part also. Similarly, now if I have the 4 section download reports over there, so just I have to need the, because this is the I have the important part over here. Just I am putting the password. See, I am getting the leaderboard percentage over there. Suppose that I want to check. That means Deepak had put it, what Deepak had done. So that means I have to check select the student which you want to check that part, and download the PDF report. I am just downloaded a PDF report over there. So just you can check. That means I just run the model over there. So that means the question was define artificial intelligence. So he has given the answer like this thing, and I have given the marks 9 out. I have given the marks 9 out of 10. And it is given a feedback also. That means excellent definition, clear and concise, only minor extraction can be done. This is the part. So that means if you have, you can, these are good answers over there. Suppose that I want to, in my presentation, I just need to change that part. Yeah. So I want to check that other student like Alok over there, download PDF report over there. So that means for the Alok, so you can check that part. So that means this is the part. That means questions are there. So you can see that means answer the questions are there. So very here, what is the application of AI in life? He has given very useful. So that means I have linear marking over there. That means 2 out of 10. That means answer lacks specifically specific details over there. Need more elaboration part. So that means particular report you can download. Similarly, if you want to download the report for all the parts, you can just have a click on that part or download report part. So that can done. So the download zip portal. So that means you can download the zip portal. So that all the evaluation can be, you can say, just I'm opening that part. So you can download all the zip parts. So all the PDFs will be downloaded this part. So that means a simple portal over there. Earlier I have designed, that means particularly for, you can say, student and examination sector portal is there, and the evaluation portal is secondary part. So you can do that part also. So you can that part. So if you want to see the demo, that means you can give, you can say check the online access of that part, and you can submit your own entry, and you can design own questions over there at this point, and you can check that part if you have a time. But otherwise, we can go for next presentation. Suppose that just I'm setting the question paper over there, so you can check whatever question I can ask. So you can ask any technical questions over there, technical or whatever subjective questions over there, and get the part and save the question paper, and you can give the answers. So if you want to, anyone, just because it will take longer time, if you anybody voluntarily can submit, so you can, otherwise it can lively working on that part. So you have this portal are there. I have just make this everything in the password protected for evaluation purpose. Otherwise, just you can check the leaderboard over there, how many number of scores are there. So if I just make a random submission over there, suppose that these are questions over there, the name, so like I'm putting Rajiv, roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then course is BTech, and then section is like 8. What the capital of India, like Lahore, you can say, but correct mail institute or something. I'm not giving good answer. I'm submitting the assignment. I have just submitted an assignment submission over there. So multiple you can be access this part. Just I'm using the you can say evaluation part. Just I'm putting the key start evaluation. So all the previous questions are going up. So because I have saved in the folder, but last will be the question will be of Rajiv, which I have entered. So it will give him the answers. Out of this thing, it will give the leaderboard. Oh, one have submitted the Vivek also. So this is the entry. So this is the part over there. So that means I can download the report part also. That means particularly this part. So I'm just entering this part. So suppose that for Alok, I want to check. Alok, download PDF. Sorry, Rajiv. Rajiv, download PDF report. Rajiv. So which I have entered this thing, Lahore or those things, that 0 marks over there, incorrect answer, Lahore is not capital of India, or those things that will be partially correct, like in specificity. So I have just given the answer over there. So some are incorrect or some kind of marks over there. So I can get the marks, this part. So Rajiv got this kind of marks, you can say evaluation technique, the marks over there. So that means particularly you can check that part. Similarly, some has done the submission over there. If you have permission, you can check. I don't know what have they submitted, but let me check.
I actually
Yeah, he had given
submitted,
the, okay,
but,
yes, yes.
I could submit only after answering one question.
Just
So
I am
there
afraid
should
that
be
means
restriction
particularly
in this.
because this is online submission over there. So just I am afraid token, but otherwise no issue. So this is a part that means all the answer no answer provided. So provide answer and you got the marks over there. Only one correct, one portion was correct. So that means correct marks, 10 marks out of 50. So you check that part.
Vivek sir ने जमा किया था? Who had submitted?
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
I
yes, sir.
actually submitted. I just checked how it is working, but I could submit, you
You
know,
have only submitted one
after answering
answer
one
over there.
question.
Other answer 0. So that means you
देखो
have
अभी देखो राकेश विवेक सर को कितना मजा आ रहा है इसको
So this is
एक्चुअल वर्कशॉप तो यही है डॉक्टर दत्ता.
So this is the part that means particularly this thing. So, and you can integrate those the part that means question plus proctoring AI part over the single mechanism over there. So that means you can head this part also. That means, and it because it was particularly online, but yesterday it was because offline was planned. So that means I can switch off the Wi-Fi internet over there. So that means particularly the Wi-Fi, but without switching off the internet, you can give all the examination over there and get the output over there because it can be accessed on a certain IP over there. So it can be done easily without, because anybody cannot access the internet over there at that time and get the answer. So it can be done. But because it was yesterday suddenly planned for, you can say, online mode. So I prepared this thing last night.
Anyway, Rakesh, already time ho gaya. What else you have to show?
No, sir. The only two.
Dr. Rakesh, can I make my own question paper on this platform?
I make the own question, so you can also make the question. Not you, because you don't have a password. So I have a password.
That is what.
Because student can also set up the password, so that's why you have some kind of system over here. So that means
access can be provided by you.
Yeah. That's why all the 3 portals are locked with some kind of passwords over there, and there is only one open access that is particular for a student only. Suppose that if you do not have a set the question paper, I just want to reset and so maybe because it is hosted online, maybe I have cleaned those part. Otherwise, if I reboot that part, yeah, just need one part. Let's see. I'm just it will take little, I think, half minute. I'm just rebooting that part. That means particularly from start. Suppose that you do not have set a paper over there. So the screen will look like it will take time. Yeah, I think it's opening up.
I think this is very good app, and you can give access to all the faculty members.
So what is that, Rakesh? Is it running?
Yes, sir. It is, because I have reset the app over there, so it is getting installed. So let me see. Here the option that means evaluator hasn't set the question paper yet, so it is not like default question over there. So that means you have to set a question paper at that part.
कौन सा server पे लगा रखा?
Sir, StreamLit पे, sir, online.
अच्छा.
Because yesterday I have installed on the laptop only, so but last night it planned for online mode. So that's why.
So shouldn't the evaluator set question paper come before student submission in
Yes,
the
ma'am,
select page?
it can do. It can do. I have
The
which I have
student will
shown
be
you
able
the
to
earlier.
submit, only after the question paper is set.
Yes, ma'am, it can be up to that. You can parallelly, because you come to the class. Earlier it was showing this thing, and once you set the question paper, it will show that part.
Okay, so we set the question paper and we give the link, or
Yes,
the
ma'am,
students
because
can log in
what
and they can
what
just answer.
student can do this screen, there is no submission button over that time. Once question will appear, then only the submit button will appear. So no need, student can't do that part.
Well, this is really nice. I just logged in after Vivek sir did it, and I could see. And
If you want to check your evaluation, let me give you.
No, I didn't answer the question. I just knew.
But because I have reset the app, so all the answer will be lost at the
Right,
time.
it's fantastic.
There is no submission at time.
Yeah, but please give access to us also. We also want to use it.
But Rakesh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Can this question paper generation be automated? Like yesterday we are discussing.
Yes, sir.
Can the question paper can be
But
generated?
it can be judged, but only single 5 question. If faculty teaching for a long time and how much is teaching, which topic it is focusing, it is better. That means it is very less task, so it can done that part. Putting this kind of thing automation, it will not worthy, I think so, because student teach some kind of questions over there, some emphasize on some kind of topics. He know his section over there, so randomly question answer it would be, because it will be difficult for student also. It will be this part. Putting the question.
I'm talking about.
It can be done. It can be done. It can be done.
AI generated question paper.
Yes, it can be done. It can be done.
Dr. Rakesh.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a hypothetical question.
Yes, ma'am.
And a bit of negative side as well, because we have to see both the aspects. Say for the students who are not into AI, of course, I don't think can crack it. But if a very smart student of AI is there any possibility of getting into the system?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Because
Anyway,
that's why.
Rakesh, let me answer this question. This is not an AI question actually. It's about she's asking about the pipeline vulnerability. So that's a different question. So it depends how much how much attack prone your system is. So that is beyond the AI level question. That is completely a security question.
Yeah,
And
maybe,
suppose-
maybe I am not able to put the question right. Actually, hackers are always much more
Ma'am,
smarter
but,
than
instead of a-
the government experts are.
No, but
Once
we
hacking is
can.
done, then government starts opening eye and then have more competent experts. It is happening every time in every field. So that's why I asked that question.
But this is not an AI related question. It's more about the server security and the points.
Yeah,
Suppose
of
that
course.
means
That is why I said maybe I have used the wrong terminology. But my basic idea is, can anyone overcome that?
Yes, every password can be hacked, but no one is using.
See, currently, Nidhi, let me
Nidhi.
tell you, Nidhi, the point is simple. The attacks in AI is different. Nidhi, what you're talking, that's a different. In AI, the attacks are different. Now, how do I attack an AI system? Let me tell you. Let's say I have a chatbot of, let's say there is a competitive company, and I can hack that chatbot, train it, and that chatbot will start talking abusive language. It happened. So in AI systems, in the AI pipeline, we are more concerned with those kind of security. What you're talking about is a plain cybersecurity thing. So now in AI, there are backdoor attacks, there are adversarial attacks. Just imagine, let's say you have a big company and your chatbot is giving you abusive response. You write something and your chatbot is returning you some very abusive. It happened. So these are the security attacks. You can ask us question on that we can respond in the pipeline.
I agree that. I agree to that. So maybe I have asked. I mean, that is just, I was skeptical because students are very
Depends.
smart.
If you have your own server, nobody can hack it. But if you're putting on a public domain, let's say you're using Google server or you're having a public domain server you're using, chances are always there. But if you have your own personal server and you have a physical layer also, you have locked it to the physical layer or physical layer as well as the that authentication layer, data link layer. Both way, if you lock it, they cannot.
Oh, thank you.
So, Sagina Huda ma'am, can we go to the next? If any more question, because time bhi to nahi hai.
Yeah.
Ma'am, yeah.
I have one question. So can any of the concept can be gamified, and based on that, the evaluation can be done, scoring can be done?
Yes, ma'am, it can be done, but I have not explored that part.
Okay.
Sir, can I raise one question?
Yes, sir.
In regard to making the paper, I'm from law discipline. Actually, what happens that we deal with a number of judgments or the cases decided by the high courts and the Supreme Courts. So Supreme Court's decisions remain always a precedent, and High Court decisions remain a precedent. So every time when I search on this AI to take some kind of the view of the decisions, resolution in the decision, what happens that every time or in majority time, it gives a wrong answer.
Yes, sir.
So what should I take the measure or the kind of the step which I can prevent such kind of the response from ChatGPT?
Just I'm giving you an example.
Can you guide me, please?
Yes, sir. Just I'm giving an example. That means suppose that once you write with the ChatGPT, you get the words like you can say leverages, or those words are there because those are prominently used in African regions over there, and you can say American, South American regions. That's why the more data I got trained from those sites, that's why it is giving those response. And what if you are asking ChatGPT that has trained on the all over world data over there, it is given the wrong answer. The solution, that means if you make a large language model or make it tune your large language model to a certain region like India over there, you can get the output. So similarly for that part, RAG, that means retrieval augmented generation, that means you provide a Supreme Court book or you can any authentic document for Indian documents, you should provide with the, you can say LLM models, existing LLM models over there. It will go through your, suppose that you ask a question, that means I have a section 3117 and that means what can be happen over there. So it will go to that you can document over there, search the text over that part and bring the text with the LLM, it will give the task over there and get the output over there. And it has one benefit also, suppose that because laws are updating day by day, and suppose that your law was updated and that your PDF file you also updated, you need not to train the large language models, just you get the updated answer at that time. So that means just there is retrieval augmented generation, that is that part. So you can that part.
Thank you.
I think Sagina Huda ma'am, we can go to the next speaker. And all others,
I
we can
would,
take
I would
your,
like to add, there are already companies who have made these law-specific AI integrators. So kindly refer them rather than ChatGPT.
No, that is a different platform, sir. My
So
search question relating to the SWAT code is different.
ChatGPT is a generic system. You can't use it for it hallucinates that it's been reported. You go for those specific software. They are
Yes,
paid.
I have
but-
not. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
consulted.
yeah.
Also.
ChatGPT is not suitable for this kind of work.
Thank
okay,
you,
thank
Dr.
you. So
Rakesh.
we have the next candidate.
Yes. Now we have the last speaker.
Because
for the-
ChatGPT universe is very large.
No, that's right. But some specific, this chatbot are there for searching the legal issues. But I have found the error there also. For example, doctrine of the
Sir, we
MP
can take
Russell
this
was.
discussion. Sir, we can take this discussion offline later. We will.
Okay.
We'll also give you a. We'll keep a query session later. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So now we have the last speaker for the 3-day workshop is Dr. Ritu Tanwar. She will be speaking on artificial intelligence in academic writing. Dr.
Is she
Ritu
here?
Tanwar, please.
Did Ritu join?
Yes, sir.
Actually, Ritu's mother is not well. She is hospitalized. So, yeah, you can. Are you from the hospital or you're from your home?
No, sir, I came back home
Okay. Yeah.
today morning only. So, yes, sir. So, sir, may I share the
Yes, please.
presentation?
Ritu, how's your mother?
Ma'am, she's fine now.
Hmm. So after the session, you'll be going back to hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so very much, taking out the time. We appreciate it.
I think it is not serious, no?
Sir, actually, it's monitoring of her bio vitals, actually. So, yeah.
Okay, Ritu, you have to be
So-
precise. You have, I think, 20 minutes time.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, sir, sure. Welcome, everyone. Myself, Dr. Ritu Tanwar, and in this session, we will be exploring how artificial intelligence can assist and enhance our academic writing. So, from structuring our research paper to improving our clarity and for plaque detection, it has actually revolutionized our academic writing workflows. So, let's begin with this. So yeah, introduction to AI in academic writing. So as AI technologies actually they have redefined our how academic writing is approached nowadays. So yeah, so what once took hours of our manual work can now be assisted by AI systems in a very less time. So the various common tools available are there using AI for academic writing, which are there's large language models, for example, the GPT-4, Claude, and to specialized academic writing assistants. And we have gone through in our daily basis this Grammarly. This is a very well-known AI-based software for which we use in our academic writing. Writeful is also there, Elicit is also there. So these tool supports tasks like restructuring our paper or paraphrasing or for referencing and for enhancing our clarity. So how does actually this AI technology work in language models? Whenever we are talking about academic writing, we are always talking about these language models. So actually this has been, there is a core neural network, which is a transformer on which our language models are based. It is basically composed of two parts, encoder and decoder, from which this transformer based neural network is being produced for our writing purposes. So for whatever task we give to them, they predict the output based on that. For example, here I have shown that English text has been given, how are you, which has been translated by the transformer in some another language for another person. So yeah, it takes the input text and it turns into a series of vectors, and encoder encodes it, and then decoder decodes it and predicts the next text. So this is basically a major architecture for our transformer, which has been invented by Vaswani et al. In 2017. So it has two parts. I have told you earlier that encoder and decoder. The orange one marked is encoder part, which has been composed of multi-head self-attention network, feed-forward network, normalized and residual connections, which helps the model train faster, and it avoids the problems like forgetting information which has been occurring in the previously deep learning neural networks. For example, our recurrent neural networks or long short-term memory network. So these have been so these transformers have been trained and they are faster, and they can handle long context rather than our previous made neural networks. So it can be trained faster because there is no waiting for step-by-step sequencing. So at the decoder part, we have the output from the encoder, and then it generates the text. And the important part here is the at the last, which is linear classifier and softmax layer. So for example, it has been shown here, like we have given the text write a story to the transformer, and at the decoder part, by the softmax layer, what it has done, it has produced the probability distributions over the vocabulary words for the next token prediction. For example, here this once word has been highlighted with 0.5 probability, means this has the highest probability for the generation part. So yeah, so how we are using these transformers in language models, how they are helping us in academic writing. So we can use them in research paper structuring. We have been using it for summarization, citation and reference management. We can use them for readability and clarity improvement. We can use them for the originality improvement. So yeah, if we are talking about the AI for research paper structuring, so it can suggest the logical organization of a research paper. Actually, it has these AI tools, they help structure our manuscripts according to the IMRD methodology, and where IMRD is introduction, methodology, results, and discussion. So this is the workflow through which this AI tool works. So this is how it suggests us in aligning to this organization, this logic: abstract, introduction, methods, result, and discussion. So it can also suggest us the section headings and the subheadings. So these two actually assists us in research in aligning with journal specification, and it can improve the sequencing. For example, Elicit tool is there, ChatGPT tool is there, which can suggest where Elicit is an AI tool which can suggest the outline based on the research questions we give to them. And ChatGPT can create the logical frameworks for our research structure. So for example, I have like pasted a screenshot here for the when I give a prompt like impact of AI on academic writing, writer literature review. So it has given me the introduction, current state of knowledge. So we can so it can generate the logical organization over here based on the title I have given to it. So what are the benefits in research, and what are the challenges of these writing AI tools in writing methods? So it can so if we go to the quadrant 1 in the benefits, where research conception and execution is there, we can use these tools to come up with the ideas and doing the work, and then we can test them. And in the B, where research dissemination, because we need to, as a researchers, we need to communicate our methodology, we need to communicate our proposed methods to the wider world. And coming to the third quadrant, research translation, the goal here is to turn this research into practical benefits actually for society or for industry. So, and the last part, it keeps the research funded, legal, and accountable. So these AI tools can actually help us in all these 4 areas of research studies in any area. And the challenges we go through while using AI tool in academic writing is that we need some human customization. After actually generating the text, we also need our customization, because we know the domain, we are the expert. So we know what is right, what is wrong. So, and the second is there is a risk for generic structure. So we need to always like look for the generated text. We cannot like copy paste and just write the whole thing. So how AI tool is used for summarization. So LLMs, these large language models for Claude and GPT-4, And these kind of summarizers, these LLM summarizers, they can like short the content, they can condense the content, and they can generate the abstract of a whole document, and they can summarize the literature review for a field. For example, we can use the Quillbot, which can summarize the scientific articles. If we feed any kind of scientific document to it, it can summarize to us in a given short text. And there is another AI tool, Scholar's Eye, which auto-generate the flashcards from the scientific paper we upload to them. So this is an example of this Quillbot, where we have given the text to the Quillbot, and it has shortened the summary of it. It has extracted the summary. It has extracted the important information from that whole paragraph and shorten it in a lesser one. Another example by Scholar's Eye, where what it does, this Scholar's Eye, we upload the document, and as we scroll down the document, it highlights the summary corresponding to that page of the document. So, for example, the first page is listed over here for the for a research study, cognitive behavioral therapy for anxiety and related disorders. So, it is a meta-analysis of randomized placebo-controlled trials. So whenever we are scrolling it down, it is generating the summary correspondingly. For example, it has shown the snapshot of it over here for the uploaded document. It is showing the key concepts used in the document. So basically, it is shortening our time of analyzing the document by summarizing it in a short span. So these are the benefits of summarization. It is time efficient. It summarizes the lengthy documents in seconds, and it saves our time. And it also improves our decision making because it highlights the critical information for accurate decisions, and it enhances our productivity. It actually focus on specific tasks and do not skim through the pages. Sometimes we skip the important part, but AI cannot. So so it helps us to focus on specific tasks here. So that's how we can enhance our productivity at our workplace in academic writing. In accessibility, it simplify the complex information for better collaboration, for better understanding, and customization, where it produce the summaries to suit our specific needs. So like what we need from that document, it can personalize it according to our needs. And consistency and accuracy, it delivers the unbiased and error-free results. And cost efficiency, it reduces the reliance on manual effort, and it also cut the costs. And in data handling also, it is benefiting us in managing and condensing the large text volumes effectively. Like each and every day, these large texts have been generating most and then in workflow integration, where we seamlessly integrate the existing tools, and then global reach, it can support multiple languages for worldwide accessibility. Like language should not be a barrier when we want to reach the wider public. So now moving on to the how AI can be useful in citation and reference management. So these AI assisted citation managers, some of the examples are listed here. For example, this Zotero, EndNote, Mendeley. So now AI plugins have been also been integrated with these Zotero and EndNote and Mendeley. So they can auto format the references in whatever style we need. Like if we need our document to be in APA style, in MLA style, Chicago style, IEEE style. So it can auto format our reference, and so it can help us in managing our time effectively. So how it is using in smart reference finding, so it can suggest us the relevant citations based on the given abstract, based on the given research topic. And the tools that can be used for this smart reference finding is EduBuddy and Grammarly. It can find the academic papers based on the questions we ask to them. And another very important AI tool for finding the academic papers related to a certain topic is Connected Papers. Actually, it gives us the visual mapping of the related literature, and I'll show you in the next slide. So this is based on the EduBuddy and Grammarly, which can automate our reference generation. For example, we can see in EduBuddy in the right side of the screenshot, we can see EduBuddy is providing the, if we want to change the citation style here, it is highlighted the APA 7. We can change it also. And if we look at the left side, this is a Grammarly version where it is suggesting us the reference here. If we are writing this line, and then it is showing us the suggested reference to that. And this is what I was talking about, that this is a visual mapping of connected papers. Whenever we are uploading a document, it will give you a connected mapping for that paper to the other academics papers related to that particular domain. So it is actually very fascinating. We are having the whole bunch of papers all at once at a same place, and we do not have to go through Google Scholar every time, finding the papers for this. So we can just upload this one document or DOI of the document in the connected graphs, and it can show you the mapping. Based on that, it can produce the various research papers connected to that topic.
I'm sorry, I missed the name of the tool of this.
Ma'am, it's Connected Graphs.
Connected Graph. Thank you.
So yeah, how AI is enhancing our academic writing quality actually. So AI checks for sentence clarity. If we have written our sentence in a very clear manner or not. It can check the grammar, it can check the syntax. So it can also use the formal academic tone. If we are writing in a casual manner, it can it can check it and it can suggest in a more formal way. And the tools that we can use for this purpose are Grammarly and Writeful. So Grammarly, if we need to.
I have a question. Sorry, just one small.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Grammarly, we have seen if you use Grammarly and you put it through Turnitin or you send it to any paper, any communicated in journal for publication, Grammarly comes under, it is detected as an AI thing, and usually journals are not very appreciative of it. They reject your papers if you use Grammarly to check your thing. To check your document or to check the.
Ma'am, if we are using Grammarly for generating text, then it will come under AI generated text only. That's why this Turnitin will detect that it has been generated by AI.
So when does it not detect as when does it not detect as as unethical?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, if we are saying that we have generated something from ChatGPT. We just give it a title and it's just producing the text over it, and we just copy pasting it, and we are checking in Grammarly. Then again, it will come up with some errors and we will remove it. Then it is AI generated only. In Grammarly, we can use if we want to summary of it, we can use in that way, not in a written way. We cannot use them for producing text for us. We need to write it by ourselves, but
so
we can use them for
a summary, and then we kind of we use our own language to summary as a context, as a reference point. Okay,
yes,
sure.
Actually, ma'am, from my point of view, when we are using AI in academic writing, we do not need to directly give the title and just copy paste it. Actually, we need to have some originality of our domain, and these are only the assistants for us. We can use them as assistants. They are not our masters. We cannot use them as masters, like do this for me, do this for me, do this for me. No, we have done our work. We just need the clarity. We need the improvement
and stuff.
Yes, yes. Because language should not be a barrier for any kind of researcher. A researcher can be in India, can be at any other place who does not know English language, but we can, but that person can use that AI tool for this. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Second, sure, ma'am. And the second one is
Dr.
this.
Subhata, I would like to add, each publishing house now has AI policy, what is allowed and what is not, and how much is allowed.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
sir.
you can
have to
check
just-
that.
That's a different story altogether. That's a different story altogether.
A lot of publishing asks you whether you have used AI, check yes
Yes.
or no, and then accordingly you can do it.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, the coming back to it. So Grammarly and Writeful are Writeful is actually specifically this is for scientific writing. So, and also if we are using Grammarly for academic writing, we need to select the academic tab. Then only we can use it for academic. Okay, so these are the techniques. So suggestions include it can short the verbose sentences we make sometimes. So and it can improve the transitions from one sentence to another sentence. So it can help us. So it can align the written text with the journal specific writing standards. So for example, here this Grammarly is shown where we have pasted the screenshot of this park will become the free welcoming space that our community is in need of. So this it has highlighted that is in need of. This is we need not to like add this. It's too wordy. So it is suggesting us. So we can use it as an assistant for us, like if we are going in a right direction or not. So and similarly in the Gmail also we get these suggestions. So this also has integrated the.
The paid version.
Yes, sir. This is the paid. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So this is one of the GIF I have used here. So there is this document is written over here in the Microsoft Word, this phenotyping and genotype variation in yellow root cassava. So Rightful is doing like we have highlighted that caused by several viruses. So I want to see like which viruses can I mention here, because sometimes you get those comments from either your supervisor or some journal editor or something. So you get sometimes these kind of comments. So you can use like what viruses can I mention here? Sometimes we use such jargon words. We use jargons in our documents. So for removal of those jargons, we can like use these AI tools. So we can ask the questions to the Rightful, like what can I mention here? So you can so it will reply you accordingly. So this also helps us in detecting and avoiding flags. So these are the famous and very well known in our academia. This Turnitin, it now has the ability to detect the AI generated text. So we have this AI flag report as well with the paraphrasing or this not paraphrasing actually similarity text. Uh, uh, with that also we have this AI flag also. So iAuthenticate is also there for flag check using AI. So this is commonly used by journals actually, iAuthenticate. So but here what I want to like emphasize is that AI detection is not equals to flag detection. So we need to work on the both areas. We need not to like use the AI generated text, and we need not to like extract the as it is from some text and just copy paste it in our work. That also comes under flag. So yeah, we need to work on both if we are writing in academics. So if we want to paraphrase something using AI tools, so these are the very well-known tools, this Quillbot and Paraphrase.io. So these tools can help us in rewording our sentences, but at the same time they maintain their meaning, their integrity as well, and they also avoid the redundancy, like some extra information there. If any sentence is containing some extra information, repeatedly words, so we can avoid using these tools. But cautions are there whenever we are using AI tool for paraphrasing. We have to ensure that it retains the academic integrity. We have to avoid this mechanical rewording without understanding. We need to like manually check if the paraphrase text is containing the real meaning or not. It is not changing the meaning that you actually want in your document. So we need to like go through these two important things. We need to like avoid this mechanical rewording. So these are two examples of paraphrasing whenever we are using AI for paraphrasing. In the left side, there is an original version. Mr. Smith was famous for his delicious candy. Children and adults love to eat it. So when we are paraphrasing it using AI, it is showing that Mr. Smith was known throughout the world because people enjoyed eating and eating the tasty candy he made. So if it is not losing its integrity, we can paraphrase. Similarly, the weather in the city was nice. There were some clouds in the sky and a light breeze in the air. So it has paraphrased in a manner. The weather in the town was pleasant. It has changed the nice word to its synonym pleasant. There were few clouds in the name in the place of words some. It has used the few, and the air was breezy. So This is how it paraphrased it. So it also boosts our originality. Actually, it helps us in rewriting our own ideas in new forms. Like it suggests some ways of representation, how we can represent our own idea in some good manner. And it can help us by citing the properly, and it can help us in generating the unique phrases. But yes, one thing again I would like to mention here that always verify originality manually after AI assistance. So these are the various tools I have summarized here for academic writing. If we are using the literature search for with connected graphs, we can use this lit maps as well. These both tools are very good for literature search. And then semantic search, if we want to do, then SciSpace, Cite, Consensus. These are the AI tools which we can use for using the words or sentences to search for related paper. And if we want to synthesize single or multiple docs, we can use Petal, which can synthesize between the documents, obtain the understanding, literature review, and you can chat and ask questions related to the document. And this summarizer, Scholar Sci and Sci Summary, which can have complex research papers, and it can speed up your reading time. It can save you a lot of time. And with smart citation tracking, we can use this site. Obviously it speeds up our citation statement tracking time, and it supports our written text. And in AI writing, we can use Genai. This is a writing assistant. We can write all together with this using this AI tool. We can use this for proofreading, paraphrasing, and AI writing. We can use this Writeful, Quillbot, Grammarly. We have seen this. And all-in-one writing, reading, and analysis. We want to do this. There is an AI tool, Avidnote, which enables us to write or read research papers faster and quickly. So yeah, and this is these are the various future trends we can see when we are talking about the AI academic assistance. So we can have these NLP advancements, we can have contextual understanding, we can have enhanced content generation, we have this multilingual capabilities, we have this voice to text conversion, we have ethical writing support, as we are talking about unethical in academic writing like copy paste. So we can have this in future, we can have this ethical writing support from using AI as well. So then integrated research capabilities, and we can have our own personalized writing assistants. We can have in future real-time collaboration with AI tool, and then emotional analysis. And these are the various types of tools and the purpose of their use. We already have discussed these: Grammarly, ChatGPT, Quillbot. So yeah. So the conclusion of this session is that it is a powerful co-pilot in our academic writing. We can say it is our favorite assistant actually in academic writing, and it is best used for enhancement, but it is not a replacement of human creativity. So it can be used for critical thinking and ethical use. They are the major keys actually if we want to maintain our research integrity. We need to have our critical thinking and ethical use of AI tool so that our integrity should not be lost. So yeah, thank you very much for this and for all of your attention. And I hope you found this session insightful, informative, and practical as well. So yeah, if anyone has question, please.
Yeah, very informative, very good presentation. I'm sure many are going to make use of it.
Yes, ma'am.
But I think it demands, a little bit of, practical exposure.
Yes.
Yeah, unless until one sits on the system and, it is being
So that's
assisted.
why on Monday, we have requested Dr. Datta to have the lab sessions, and so that everybody can have little bit hands-on experience.
What is the capacity, Dr. Datta?
No, we can, because we can take in the I block, that the 5-6 computer labs are AIT computer labs. We can do the, practical there. Because there's no students
No,
class.
but whether Dr. Datta's AI machine is needed or not.
Dr. Datta?
Yeah, I'm there. Actually, Monday we can see what is the feasibility. How can we do that? Because we need to a little bit prepare on that because we are not yet prepared.
Yeah.
Because in your center, what is the capacity?
We can have 30 people in the center.
30.
Yeah. So in the center, maybe we can host in our center, and also the other problem is our servers are down. We had a problem with our Dell server, the CPU. Our server is down from Saturday. I mean from today. Our server is not working. So there is a engineer who has come from Bangalore to work on our server. So that is another thing we have to look into. Our servers are not working at this moment.
Well, hopefully by Monday it will be okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Monday we'll see the situation and definitely.
Yeah, otherwise, we will do on Monday, Tuesday. If
okay, also that Ritu's talk, I would for the benefit of everyone. See that paraphrasing and all these things are very tricky and very risky terms.
Yeah,
we are not recommending it. We are just introducing this as an availability of a tool. And please do not take it as a recommendation from anyone from our side.
That should not be used at all, actually, in my opinion.
I mean, that is, no. You can use it.
I think paraphrasing cannot make an AI text to be a human text.
See, listen, what Ritu was telling is that the Grammarly question somebody asked, you can check the grammar of it. Okay, you use Grammarly to check the grammar. I mean, not to generate beyond that. You know, use it as
to check the grammar only, but even that is detected as AI by most of the.
So these tools are. I mean, we are not. Please do not take it as a recommendation from our side. The usability and it is on their own wisdom. I mean, we are not recommending this like as a. There's assistance available for professional writing and of course for scientific writing and creative imagination. Just use it as an assistant. Should not generate content out of it. That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
So use Grammarly as assistance. Take the suggestion or take the assistance from Grammarly. Not change the complete sentence or paragraph. Grammarly suggests most of the time they suggest complete paragraph or complete sentence. So we should not take that sentence or paragraph. We should take as assistance and use our wisdom. I think that's sufficient.
No, it checks the grammars actually. Whether your sentence has been constructed properly.
Well, let me tell you, there are journals in Elsevier. There are certain journals. There's a journal called Computers in Biology and Medicine. That journal essentially asks you whether you are a native English speaking country citizen or not. And if not, you need a certification from an agency like Grammarly or they are paid version. So 200 USD they ask for you. There are other issues. See, these companies have come up, this Grammarly, and there are some other startups which has come up based on certain journal requirements. So it is all customized, use case to use case, and please do not take it as a general recommendation at all. I have reiterated once again.
You are right. There are lots of journals, Dr. Datta, which you just quoted. It's not just one. There are lots of them, which they always say if you're not from native English speaking, then you need to have this.
So the cost of those certificates are around 200 USD. I mean 200 euros. So it's a big amount for an Indian author. So there are that's how these things have come up actually. And they're asking, there are some editors who are hell-bent upon that if you're not a native English speaking citizen, we're not going to take your paper. So there are some editors still, mostly in Europe.
As per my experience, Jenny is better than the Grammarly for the purpose of research writing. लेकिन ये पैसे मांगना शुरू कर देती है दो काम करने के बाद. डॉक्टर दत्ता जी.
प्रोफेसर भानु
जी मैम.
ये बताओ कि तुम ये चाहते हैं कि कोई तुम्हारा काम भी करे और तुम उसको कुछ पे भी ना करो.
इसीलिए
कम से कम आपको 2 बार तो दे रहे हैं.
So everything has a price, ना?
जी मैम जी.
आप लेबर चार्जेस आप किसी उसको दोगे या फिर एआई को दोगे? वो मेहनत कर रही है ना जेनी आपके लिए, तो जेनी को तो पे करोगे ना?
Actually, if you have contacts in some European university and if a literature English professor from a European university certifies your document, the $200 waive off can be done. But these are all tricky and difficult tasks.
Great.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, just one submission. We have Turnitin account at our university, but the license that we have, it does not allow us to check AI, flag generated from AI sources. And most of the publishers or, journals where we submit, they are also asking us to ensure that our document that we submit does not have AI generated content. So next time, if whenever we renew, it will be good if we can actually take the license. That product is actually a Turnitin Feedback Studio with originality. So that can be put across to Sodhi sir, ma'am.
So we will have a discussion with Dr. Sodhi, Dr. Datta.
Right, ma'am.
At the same time,
Dr.
you should curb it down at the ground level itself.
Right.
This issue should not come up at all. I mean,
Yeah.
at your research group level, this thing should be cut down.
So we need to also take up this one to discuss with Dr. Sodhi, Dr. Datta and you and me, and so that we decide, because the student will be using in a big way.
Yeah, in NTCT reports.
For doing all their assignments, everything.
Reports, yeah.
So even, I've got a couple of emails from the journals that your faculty, so-and-so faculty have the, use the somebody else work as their own work. So I think we have to also make a policy that before faculty submitting their papers, and if that can go through the plagiarism or something, and so we have the record the faculty have submitted these papers to various journals.
Actually, I have a talk in oncology consortium. I need to go to Faridabad from Noida. So if things are free, so if you can free me.
Yeah. So any other question, or otherwise we can.
And also for query session, you are always free to come to the room number.
No, but Datta, my personal request, please arrange for some hands-on.
Okay.
No, that either Dr. Bandyopadhyay, either it will be done on Monday or Tuesday. So Sagina will communicate on Monday after Dr. Datta has checked the feasibility and the server is working, and so we'll
actually see from 15th of April till 30th of April, every day 3:30 to 4:30, we had done 10 sessions. I sent the email across the university, all the HOIs had written. So whoever had actually joined those sessions, we have trained on LLMs and multimodal AI, 10 different sessions. So of course, there was less participation. Some of the people participated, but we do it actually at times. And we also expect that HOIs or faculty.
That's great.
They appreciate, see, when we are giving an opportunity of 10 sessions, 3:30 to 4:30 from 30th April, and I shared the link also. So that time we did not get enough response. So it's not easy for us to repeatedly do things. So when
Dr. Datta, I think there has been a gap. I think had we discussed beforehand and conducted.
But the email was short. The email was short. And,
no, sometimes what happens, Dr. Datta, email are short. Sometimes people don't read the email. But had we discussed beforehand, so one email would have gone either from me or from MK Sharma ji to all the HOIs, and this workshop would have been the first, and then those sessions. But I think there's some coordination and the communication gap.
It means any email that goes from me, people do not take it seriously. So that is the meaning, that, ma'am? So
no. See, the email from even from others sometimes, that happens. So I think for HOIs, because I'm really thankful to you for conducting this 3 days workshop for all the HODs. So now the hands-on, experience in the lab is very important. So you plan either for Monday, preferably for Monday. If not possible on Monday, then on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sagina, you may please coordinate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. Thank you.
So once again, thank you so very much, Dr. Datta and the entire team.
Thank you,
All
Datta
the person.
Thank you, Dr. Datta.
All the deans, HOIs, HODs. Now you can enjoy the lunch with your family at home.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Datta and your team.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Datta.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.